Now I'm going to take you on this walk with me. As you can see, glass all over the ground where the windows have been completely shattered. The roof is gone. You can even hear the blinds moving as the wind blows. And unfortunately, most of the campus looks just like this. Behind me is the apartment complex where one resident was on the 3rd floor when the tornado ripped through his apartment. He tells me he was in his bathtub holding the mattress above his head as he was being drenched from the rain and that he was scared for his life. Mary Rock Axe City Throwing Club is located right in the heart of Huntsville. They're really hitting the target because not only is it the largest axe throwing venue in Alabama, but all across the nation. Chase nonprofit organization Visible Hope tells me their mission is to make sure anyone in the community who is hungry gets a meal. The lights are tied to a monitoring system that is fed back to a Tennessee Valley Authority facility. So if there's a maintenance issue such as the lights going out, it'll send a signal straight back to TVA. They tell me this new lighting system is much more beneficial. Chantal Maples lost her job and started blogging full-time to provide for her daughters. Her blog was a hit, leading her to write the inspirational children's book, Growing Girls with Curls, to teach little girls self-love. A day in the life with Huntsville Fire and Rescue is unpredictable, but before putting their lives on the line to save others comes morning duties.
We start by cleaning up the trucks, checking all the equipment. We clean up the truck room, make sure everything's in order so that when it's ready to go when the alarm does go off.
This morning we were eating breakfast. You don't have time to do anything, you're gone. They get on the truck, they're gone.
Gone is right. They're in their turnout gear within 1 minute and on the location site within 3 to 4 minutes.
You know, the butterflies are in your stomach, you don't know what you're going to see, you don't know what's going to happen, and it's just one of those, the alarm goes off and you kind of wait for it, training kind of takes over and you just do your job.
While they do fight fires, the majority of their calls are actually medical calls. Every minute that goes by is a 10% less survival rate, and with 19 stations throughout Huntsville, they can arrive to a scene a lot faster.
60-year-old female, hemorrhage.
It doesn't matter what you're doing when you're here. When the tones go off, you've got to drop what you're doing and get on the truck.
In the midst of responding to calls, they are also required to do a minimum of 2-hour training each day, whether it's at the station, online, or at another location. Huntsville Fire and Rescue members are on the go year-round. They work 8 a.m. until 8 p.m. the next morning with 48 hours off, sometimes getting up multiple times in the night.
Go home, set your alarm clock for, go to bed at 10, set your alarm clock for 12, get up, walk around your house, go back to bed, set it again to go off at about 2 or 3, and then set it in to go off about 5. That's what it's like to be a firefighter.
A third of their life is spent at the station, and they sacrifice missing family events and holidays.
What y'all do today? It's hard being away from the kids, especially when my son had baseball practice tonight and I had to miss it. It's little things like that that you don't get back, but I realized that when I signed up for the job.
And with those long hours comes a second family.
It's a brotherhood. I'm here for 24 hours. Even though I'm off for 48 hours, my little boy's in school, my wife's at work. I still, I spend more time with these guys than I do my own family at home.
These men and women are the ones picking up the pieces on whatever the scene may be, and unfortunately, post-traumatic stress is very common with this job.
We see a lot of bad stuff. We go to car wrecks, we go to medical calls, we go to shootings, we go to stabbings, and in your career you'll see a lot of bad things.
The hard part about it probably is when you see the things that you can't get out of your head, and you don't carry it with you for that day, you carry it with you for the rest of your life, and I think that's what some people don't really understand is the things that you see and the things that you do, they kind of shape who you become.
It does change your outlook on stuff, especially having a son now. I'll hold him a little longer at night, or it's harder to leave in the mornings than it used to be.
Although they don't know what each day will bring, their passion to serve the community remains the same.
We have an opportunity to see people at their worst, to see people at their best, and we get paid to help people. It's just the most fabulous job ever.
Thank you, Huntsville Fire and Rescue, for all that you do. And if you're interested in becoming a firefighter, Huntsville is holding its first informational meeting in June. Yeah, Chase, I'm here in Ardmore where significant damage has occurred. Now, I'm going to take you through this house where the roof is completely gone. Now, family members are here gathering items that they can, putting them in boxes, and they tell me although the house isn't salvageable, their memories will live on forever.
This was where my kids grew up. This is where they played ball in the back. This is where we coached them and played. And my dad and my grandfather, who are both deceased, helped us build this house. And so it's emotional.
Linda Proffitt's family is no stranger to losing a home, the first time to a fire, and now the E2 tornado ripped through their newly remodeled house and they lost almost everything.
And it's hard to go in there and look at everything that we did. It's gone and destroyed.
Proffitt says materialistic things can always be replaced.
The main thing is the family that I love, my kids, they're all safe.
After the storm, a sunset appeared, giving the family comfort.
You can see how glim it is out here today, but there's so much hope out here today too. And that sunset was a reminder we're here for another day. My family's here for another day.